Pastor Andre here. I wanted to share a thought with everybody. And it's simply this. Many people think that if they would only be paired with the perfect companion or spouse, husband or wife, then life would be so much easier. If my spouse, like my wife over here is holding the camera, if only she would be perfect, my life would be easier. And nothing could be further from the truth. I seem to be saying that pretty often. Think of it this way. When you see, in today's culture, especially here in our country, America, where many people are obsessed with beautification. And what happens when you see, like if you're a woman, for instance, and you see another woman who is just gorgeous, and then you look at yourself in the mirror, or us dudes when we see, this chiseled dude, and then, I'm changing, I look at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, wow, what is that looking back at me in the mirror? You know what I mean? Like, what is that? Or, for instance, you have a average Joe car, like a Ford Taurus, which I love those cars, by the way. I'm just saying, that's a classic. It's a plain car, nothing too fancy, kind of in the middle. And let's say you have a buddy who has a really fast car, you know what I mean, like an AMG, right? And then you take a ride in that, and you're like, whoa, so fast. And then you get into your own car, and you're like, what is this, Flintstones? You start looking for a hole in the floorboard because you're thinking maybe I can, assist. Right? So the reality is, the beauty of how God designed us. Well, first of all, he didn't design us to have sin, right? But if you notice, individuals, although our value to God is equal, we are all not equal. In some areas, my wife supersedes me. She's better in some areas than I am. And in some other areas, I'm better. Just like when you take cars of an equal class, like a Ford Taurus and a Toyota Camry and, I don't know, whichever one's like the same class of vehicle. You get into one, you're like, oh, wow, I like the seating position here. I like where everything's arranged, this and that, but it's kind of weak, a little on power. And then you get into another vehicle, you're like, I don't really like the design too much, but man, this car's got a lot of power. And then you get into another one, you're like, I don't like anything, but man, this thing gets like 5 billion miles to the gallon. So, like they're all, it's a give or take. And when you take two people that are imperfect, you put them together, that's what it means, that they complete each other. And I know that's very cliche, but we have to understand what the alternative to that is, where one is perfect and the other is not. The other one spouse or one companion or one partner, let's say a business partner, or maybe in ministry, a fellow minister. One is perfect, no issues. He or she, they've got it figured out. And then there's you. You become the problem. And you realize it really quickly. So let's I guess look at the reality of the situation and just thank God that it sounds funny, but let's thank God that he gave us an imperfect partner, companion, spouse. Because then we can help build each other up. And we both know that we're both imperfect. God bless you.